just a quick short video. So here's a tweet from T Crypto Spot, and here he's saying that there won't be a big announcement that serves as a catalyst for upper price movement for XRP. Lawsuit resolution, legislation, clarity via classification of asset, and then mass utilization will ultimately increase value over time. This is a long game, folks. Exactly what I've been telling you guys. Have a long-term mindset. It's a long game. Forget about these dates and don't put dates to it, like November 21st or March 2023, because the reality is we don't know when this is going to take off. And speculating on these dates and putting out these dates out there gives people optimism and hopium, and then when those dates don't come to pass, not everyone understands the ability to have a long mindset. So when these dates don't come to pass, they are extremely disappointed. And some people lose hope in their asset class. This is why I refrain from giving dates, and I tell everyone from the get-go, and I fully agree with this comment, by the way. I'm not debunking this comment. This is not me criticizing T's Crypto Spot. This is me making a video agreeing with this comment. Let me give it a heart. So let me give it a retweet as well. So as I was saying, yeah, this is why I refrain from giving dates, because dates don't help anyone. The idea is to hold long-term until utility occurs, no matter when that happens. That's why I tell people. So let's just read some of the comments, because I find the comments funny. Don't believe there will be a slow and long process of price increase to allow the mass to buy in. Now, this person here has a difficult time believing in it's a long game, folks. It's like, don't believe there will be a slow and long process of price increase to allow the mass to buy in. Something will happen to increase price overnight. You see this mindset? It has to happen overnight. It has to happen suddenly. It has to happen right now. Something will happen to increase the price overnight. Then price increase from there once the price is no longer dirt cheap. Again, it has to be overnight. They can't get this mindset out of their heads where it's a long-term mindset. We have to wait for certain things to occur before we see real utility to happen. But no, it has to happen overnight. Don XRP. Come on, T. You weren't crazy about November 21st, and you're not crazy about March. Okay. As for November 21st, my question is to Don, did anything happen? Did price appreciate on November 21st? Yes or no? Nothing happened. So I'm not saying T was crazy about any of those dates, but the point is nothing happened. T is smart enough to be aware of what's going on and is now putting out information telling people, wait the long game, be patient here. But this person still, you weren't crazy about November 21st, despite the fact nothing happened, and you're not crazy about March. But all of a sudden it is a long game. Dude, it has always been a long game. Look at when XRP was created in 2013. What year are we in now? 2022. Does that sound like a short game to you? It's always been a long game. When did you get into XRP, Don? Yesterday? In 2021? 2020? I mean, how can you not understand this? It was never meant to be a short game. It's always meant to be a long game. I mean, this comment makes you look crazy. Have you now gotten so recognized that you have been asked to tone it down a bit? Have you now gotten so recognized that you have been asked to tone it down a bit? T isn't toning it down. He's just being realistic with his approach. That November thing didn't happen, and the chances are by March it's not going to be the case either. So he's telling people have a long-term mindset. That's good advice. It's not toning it down. This is why you are the GOAT. It's awesome to have someone who not only knows about what they are talking about, but is level-headed without the hype. Yep. Okay. Oh, this is John Doe. You guys killed all my hope with the November moon. Pumped me up for the whole year, and now telling me that no one knows when utility will kick in. I should have just kept the cash instead of buying useless ISO coins. And this is the thing with spreading hopium dates. This is the thing with telling people it's going to happen now, it's going to happen in November, it's going to happen in 3 months, it's going to happen in 6 months, it's 100% going to happen, well, not 100%, but it's very likely going to happen because of X, Y, and Z. And when you repeat that sort of information over and over and over again, and I'm not saying T was doing this, I'm talking in general here, because there's loads of crypto content creators that were doing this, loads of them. ISO coins, November, ISO coins, November. I mean, I've seen content creators come out now and saying it's March because of Swift is going ISO live in March. So this is what you do to people. You gas them up, you hype them up. And remember, these people are just average people. They don't really understand this stuff. They just look at your content for guidance. And then when you tell them that, and then it doesn't happen, they lose hope in their asset class. So would this guy, John Doe, survive until utility kicks in? Or if it takes another 2 years, would he survive? Probably not. Okay, this is why from the get-go, I tell people, have a long-term mindset. Think long-term. So I'm not going to go through all these comments, but the next tweet T did, I felt like with the comments he was receiving under his initial tweet, he had to clarify it. And let's see what he says for his clarification. Let me clarify something. Any price rise of XRP will be gradual over time until lawsuit resolution, clarity, legislation that also follows for custodianship from institutions, classification for assets in the US, and global regs. Then when the price goes up, it's up like a rocket. So now he's telling people it's going to be gradual. However, when these prerequisites occur, that's when it's going to skyrocket. But until then, it may be speculative, it may be gradual, but we're not really going to get that moonshot. Okay, so and after a guy asks, what is it that makes you think it will go up quick? Usage of ODL. Well, I think all of the institutions moving value on private sidechain ledgers suddenly becoming forked. Okay, he talks about what he thinks will make it go up quick. And here again, you say, a person, JK, not true. We will see price before resolution. They have to see the moonshot right now, don't they? We won't see violent price action. T is trying to explain it to him or her. Before institutions have the clarity needed to wipe it all from the secondary market, in my opinion. But you may have a better understanding than me. It's funny. Lawsuit will most likely end when Flare launches. Just my thoughts though. So yeah, I just thought I'd do a quick video on that. I find it funny that now T's coming out with information telling people to be patient, basically wait the long game, have a long-term mindset, and people are in his comments crying that he's telling them it's going to take long and that they want it to happen now, overnight. We want price to happen before any of those requirements actually take place. And then he had to clarify his comment, basically tone it down a little because people didn't like it. And here someone, Laurie P, that sounds a tiny bit more promising than your original post. His original post was promising. His original post was clear. His original post was what a real investor in this space appreciate. You would appreciate that sort of information as a real investor, a serious investor. His original post was perfect, but no, these people didn't understand it, and they needed him to say, oh no, we would have price appreciation, but it just won't be the moonshot. They wanted to hear some hope in his post because they didn't derive it from the original post, despite the fact that the original post was all they needed to know. So it's like, that sounds a little bit better. That sounds a little bit more promising than your original post. Come on. How are you guys going to survive this if you need people to give you hopium every step of the way? You need people to tell you it's going to happen tomorrow. Don't you understand the asset class that you're holding? I mean, this is not supposed to be a long video. I don't want to get into a tangent here. So that's all. Thank you for watching. Bye.